Okay, Montana State week, opening week, coming off an 8-5 record, second round of the playoffs. Got a lot of starters back, 13 or 14, depending on how you look at it with the QBs and the linebacker and all that stuff. But Jeff Choate, head coach, got a lot of respect for, known him for a long time. He is, in our profession, is one of the higher thought of special teams coordinators in the country. A lot of people respect him and the work that he does in terms of special teams. Just being out west in the last 8 years, Jeff's got a great reputation. They're very aggressive, very sound, but yet very aggressive in teams. To say that him turning around this Montana State program surprises me is not true. It doesn't surprise me one bit. He's a solid coach. He's got a great reputation, good young staff. And this is a good team he's got coming back. You know, on offense, they're led by that O-line. Experienced, a little younger. They're not all seniors, but very, very experienced. A talented young quarterback and running back. You know, you look at them on defense, there's 2 Washington transfers, one just this year. On that D-line, big, strong young men up front. They're very deep at linebacker. Troy Anderson, first of all, is kind of the modern-day hero, in my opinion. I mean, a two-way player. Guys like, and I'll say it in the Big 12 country here, it's kind of like the mountain version of Colin Klein is kind of who he looks like. I mean, big, strong, athletic. Colin didn't play linebacker, but this guy can play both ways. They'll play him both ways. And then a talented safety, Virginia Tech transfer, a guy that was an all-conference kid last year, number 5. They've got a solid team. Specialist coming back is a very, very good team that's coming in here. We'll have to be very well prepared. We'll have to be very ready for this team. But, you know, I look at Montana State and the job that Jeff's done, Coach Choate, and that, like I said before, it doesn't surprise me. This is a team that, you know, defensively for us, we have to and do already have a very definitive plan. Good young quarterback. You know, they could possibly play 4 quarterbacks at one point in the game. There's a Wildcat package with 2 different guys, and then you got Troy going over there to play QB in a per se Wildcat package. And all the stuff that they can do with him and his experience in that offense. So you're really preparing for 4 different quarterbacks, athletic, big, strong, and then bombing the young kid that's I think a talent that we look forward to competing against all those guys. But that's a major challenge for our guys. I wish we were playing them game 3 where you have at least a couple games of evidence on them, but we're not. So we'll be ready. But that's a challenge for our defense that's already been addressed and starting to be installed and continue obviously this week. But we have a tremendous amount of respect for Montana State. Home opener, excited for us to finally, almost going to be 9 months to the date that Kirby made the phone call for me and our staff. But we're excited to play in Jones Stadium. Need 60,000, 13,420 students. And we will, if there's more that want to come, Kirby and Gio said they'd find more student tickets for any of our students that want to come. But we hope they'll come out and support our guys. I see the weather report's going to be a little cooler. Still Texas hot, though, but a little cooler than what we've been used to here in Lubbock the last month, 6 weeks. And so that'll be nice for the fans and our alumni coming to watch us play. But we're excited to play in front of you in Jones Stadium. And we understand how important it is for us to play well at home in front of our fans and our alumni and the players that have played in this program before us. We take that as an honor to do that, but also a tremendous responsibility to play well in front of our home people. So with that, we'll go ahead and open up for any questions.
Coach, obviously you talked about Anderson and the way he plays 2 different roles. Tech's seen it in Joel Lanning from Iowa State, but how many times have you scouted a guy like that, and kind of how do you go about doing this?
Not many. Little bit. We've done it at Utah State with some of our players, but they were linebackers playing running back, not so much quarterback. Troy's a talented guy. I can tell you just from watching him on tape, not knowing him, not never meeting him, I think I'd like to coach him. Just tough, physical, leader, I'm sure. I'm sure a very team-oriented, culture kind of guy, playing both sides of the ball. I bet he's a tremendous leader for Coach Choate and them.
Last year with him at quarterback, they were very run heavy. Do you expect them to be a little bit different with Bogman?
Could be, but he's a talent throwing the ball. I mean, you look at Troy's stats from last year. I think almost 1,500 yards and 1,200 yards. I mean, both running the pass. And that's impressive. Rush for 1,000, throw for 1,000 plus with both of those guys. But we anticipate, the QB throwing it a little bit more. But you have all the Wildcat packages that they can bring in with all the different types of Wildcat QBs. So your number of rushes is probably going to be up there a little bit too.
Coach, you mentioned cross-training, and that's like a thing you've been doing with some of these DBs. Is that something you have a lot of experience with at Utah State as well? Did you do that a lot there with that defense?
Yeah, we talked about it the other day. A lot of cross-training with the DBs as well as the O-line. At times, the receiver position, we've kind of quietened that down a little bit for our receivers right now. They're just outside or they're just inside right now. But I like to cross-train the DBs. I like to cross-train the linebackers at a couple different spots, especially with a veteran linebacker. We don't do it much with young linebackers. And then we certainly do it with the O-line. And then at some point, you start to kind of settle in who your guys are in certain spots.
Have you come to a decision on a backup quarterback, and if not, would that be more closer to a game time decision?
Probably closer to game time, but I certainly think in that position it'll be Jet as well as Jackson. And it could potentially be both of them if you needed them.
Coach, what did Tyreek kind of show you in practice to slot him number one at the regular position?
Yeah, Tyreek, first of all, is maybe a little bit beyond his years mature for a freshman. Smart, picked up our schemes well. Very durable. Training camp available. I think that's your best availability, as sometimes is your durability. He was there every day. He made plays, and he's matured enough to handle it. And so he's going to be right there in the mix.
Anyone coming along as a starting kicker, or is there still a decision?
That'll be a game time decision. We're going to let that. Got some talented kickers. All three of them really. Garibay's been a little limited at the beginning of training camp, and so he's really just been kicking full time here in the last week. So we will let that kicking competition, because I think they're all talented, go down through Thursday, Friday, and that'll kind of be a game time decision, as well as the deep snapper position. We'll let those guys continue to battle that out throughout the week.
Coach, it seems like every receiver has, nothing's been totally set except for Eric as a starter. What have you really seen from him throughout the offseason that you were so confident in him?
Eric's there, another one that's available every single day at practice, and I respect that. He's very durable. He's taken more live snaps than anyone at receiver in spring as well as training camp. So the amount of reps that he's taken is a lot. Made play after play in the spring, was an improved receiver throughout all three scrimmages, finishing up there in Frisco for the spring game. And then he's kind of done that. He's kind of picked up right where he left off. Literally, practice 1 was practice 16 for Eric. And again, another young guy, although he played in a few games last year, a redshirt freshman that is mature, practices mature, makes good decisions. The young man that he is. Eric is going to have a bright future here at Tech, and I'm excited to watch the next 4 years with that kid in this offense.
What separates Tazon from the other running backs?
Not much right now. Probably just a little bit of game day Texas Tech experience right now. He'll take the first rep on Saturday. Armand will be the next one in. SaRodorick will be the next one in. You'll see all three of them on a consistent kind of rotation basis early in the game, early in the year. We'll play the hot one in the second half, especially as it gets to the fourth quarter. That's kind of always been our MO. But I also believe in keeping those backs fresh. They're all three good enough to win games. We truly believe that, and so they'll all three play.
What is Terrence Steele's status this week?
It'll be a game time decision.
Has he been practicing at all?
Yes.
One other question about Eric. What does he physically bring that's just different from the other guys you have on the roster? And you mentioned obviously showing up every play, making plays, but what does he physically bring with his skills that's different?
Well, first of all, he's a really good blocker, plays with a good base, hands inside, strong. He's able to high point a ball. He makes competitive catches, like some of our other receivers. I think we have a good, I think that's probably one of the better things that we do at receiver right now is competitive catches. Caden Leggett, TJ Vasher stand out in that area for me right now. But Easy is, right now he's playing at a high level. I look forward to watching him play this year.
What kind of receiver rotation do you prefer? Do you prefer that? How much do you prefer the second guy?
Well, Don, with the way we play offense, it'll kind of just depend how much, whether it's 2/3 to 1/3, it's half and half. It'll kind of depend on individual performances as the week goes on. We get closer to making that final decision at the end of the week or during in-game. But I will tell you, fairly common for us is to play 4 outside receivers. You'll see 2 at both sides. It won't surprise me if in this first game and the first few games with the heat and all of that, if we don't get to 5 and 6. Now, 5 and 6 won't play near as much as the starters at that spot, but I think you'll see 4 guys fairly consistently here early in the year. And whether that's 50-50 or it's 65-35, I can't give you that today.
And how well equipped do you feel like your offensive personnel are to run the tempo and fast pace that y'all?
Yeah, better in the spring than in the spring. We're so much faster than we were in the spring. I don't think we're where we need to be or where Coach Yost wants us to be, but we've certainly made good progress in that. And I think our guys are understanding what a weapon it can be for us, how fast you play. And really, it's not so much the skill guys, it's the O-linemen. Because as fast as they get down is as fast as we play.
And is it more of a challenge physically or is it more of a challenge mentally, getting everything communicated?
I think it's fairly equal, and then it's just physical from there on out, and I think we're in pretty good shape. We've been practicing the heat. We've been practicing at 2 o'clock, as y'all know, for the most part. But I think we're ready for the heat.
Coach, what have you seen from Alan Bowman that's impressed you so far?
Just his ability, I think, continual buy-in in our program with me, with David Yost, and how that relates to his leadership with the rest of the players. I think he's taken really a step in in a positive way in terms of the leadership the last half of camp. And I think as you have a starting quarterback, guys are able to rally around them a little bit, and there's a sense of comfort with the guys. With him and his performance. And I think, first of all, the first step of leadership is production. You got to produce as a leader, and I think the last half of training camp he's been very consistent. He's made really good decisions in practice, and I look for that to continue on Saturday.
For Zach and Evan to both come in as transfers and then be starters week 1, what does that say about what they were able to come in and do in maybe a shorter amount of time than the others?
Well, I think it speaks to their ability to learn a new defense and a new scheme, relate it to them in their mind, because so many times you do that and you say same as. In terms of a player's mind, it's same as this. And the quicker you can do that, the more comfortable you become. The more comfortable you become, I think the quicker you're able to allow your talents to play. And Evan and Zach have been, they fit right into this culture from day one. They're exactly what we were looking for in the grad transfer process. Tremendous workers, great young men that have had good experience at the places they've been at, and they look forward to having a good experience here at Texas Tech. Again, the bonus with those 2 guys is they're both juniors and they got 2 years left.
How would you assess what you've seen from the left side of the offensive line so far?
The left side, in terms of what?
Left tackle, arm, that type of, checking out the line side.
Oh, because I was going to let you know we play with 3 more. Usually you talk in terms of the whole group, because if the left side does well and somebody, screws it up or we don't communicate on the right side, it looks like they're all doing bad, right? And so really, they're a fist. I mean, all 5 of them got to play together, and if one's off, they're all off. But in terms of the left side, multiple guys going in at tackle. I mean, we've rotated that. Steele can play both sides. Bruffy can play both sides. Casey can play both sides. Madison and Weston have both played the left guard spot. I think that those guys are, I think now as we've gone through our installation, they become a lot more comfortable with it. And I say our installation because we don't change a whole lot. We've gone through it a few times in the spring, and then 3 or 4 times in training camp. I think they'll become more comfortable with it. But we will play into that as well. I think you got to get playing experience and together in a certain offense. And that's one of the spots on our team that has more game experience than other spots, but it's game experience in this offense too. And, hopefully we're better week 2 than we are week 1. And there's a certain amount of playing through some things in our offense and getting very comfortable. You can only scrimmage so many times in training camp.
Coach, can you talk about what you've seen from Jordan Brooks and Travis Bruffy just in terms of their leadership and how they've helped you?
Yeah, really good. And Jordan, I think, has taken the leadership and being elected one of the captains. I think he's taken a step forward in that, naturally a quiet guy, naturally a very serious guy that I think understands that his leadership is by production and how he plays, but also he has earned the right to lead vocally. And when it's time for him to speak up, I truly believe that his teammates listen. And I think there's more opportunities for him to do that. Bruffy will be, basically the governor of Texas someday. We all know that. He'll probably solicit some votes here today after his press conference. And so he has no problem talking. But Travis Bruffy has bought in 100% since the first day we've been here, since December the 1st. They both have. I respect Travis. He's gone back and forth 2 tackle spots. It doesn't really matter. He just wants to play ball. Guy's got a lot of game experience. He's a good football player. We'll need his leadership and his production this year to have a great year on offense.
Seeing a couple of the guys that were put on scholarship the other day on the depth chart, where does that rank in some of the most rewarding parts of coaching for you?
Number 1, it always is. Anytime you're able to put non-scholarship guys on a scholarship that have earned it and they have the respect of your teammates, I think is a great moment for any head coach. And I certainly take pride in that. We've put a lot of, in the last 6 years I've been the head coach, we've put a lot of guys on scholarship. And I think to build up the program through the walk-on program is a part of the foundation of the culture of this program. We want to have that. And I know that was big when Coach Dykes was here. And I want to build that up. It's just part of, you have the recruiting, the high school recruiting, you have the walk-on program, you have your grad transfers and all that in this day and age. But I think that's certainly a big part of it. Jax Welch has got named captain. I think that's big. I think it's rewarding because there's so many people that go into the kid's life for him to be able to earn that. Their high school coaches, to see them call their parents. Somebody was footing the bill for their college, and I just think that's when it's earned. It's an awesome moment. And then I think you can see the reaction of your players, too, to know if it's well-earned or not, because they know you're never fooling the locker room, and that was a great moment for us the other night at the end of training camp.
A lot of stuff goes into this whole process.
Well, everybody's interrupting everybody these days.
That's okay. A lot of people have put all this work into this process since December. But what's it going to mean for you when you go out the tunnel and see a packed stadium for your first game in a Power 5 conference?
I can't wait. I mean, it's exciting. You'll have your game day butterflies, which to me are anxious butterflies. That means you're prepared. You just you understand the moment, and you're being in the moment. Nervous butterflies are when you're not prepared. We've prepared for this moment. I've prepared for this moment for a long time. So has our staff. So has our players. To run behind Fearless, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be pretty awesome to see 60,000 in there, and we need their help. Loud, the Raider Power chants. I can't wait. It's just a tremendous opportunity for us to start off and give Raider Nation, Red Raider Nation, a product, a team that they're proud of and that they deserve, that knows that we're going to play with a tremendous amount of passion every Saturday, every game day. We'll be extremely well prepared, and that's what you can expect out of our teams.
Xavier Benson, from what we saw, there's like a lot of practice he was working at Raider, possibly on the edge. Now he goes to behind Rico, so I guess making more of an inside linebacker position. How much did he?
He's played outside. He's played a little bit of inside, but that all matters. That doesn't matter until you line up in a formation on offense. I mean, if they line up in a formation that looks like a phone booth and everybody's standing right in there, all your backers will be inside. If they line up, numbers to numbers, everybody gets spread out and only Jordan's on the inside. So it depends on the formation.
And what terms of.
Rehab, practicing. He'll be back into the practice swing here in a few weeks at some point, and, you know, hopefully we'll have him back soon.
Coach, if there was an injury to Adrian, would you feel comfortable?
I didn't hear the first part of
I'm
your
assuming
question.
because he's on the depth chart, the answer would be yes, but if Adrian were to go down, would you feel comfortable putting Jamarcus Ingram out there, or is there still a lot he has to learn kind of about the defense?
No, I would anticipate Jamarcus probably playing for sure in some special team situations Saturday and then potentially on defense. We'll see how the rest of the week goes.
Keep the quarterback clean, keep number 10 up, healthy, taking deep breaths whenever he wants, just making sure that he's 100% coming out of this game. And that's the expectation. We don't want him to get touched. You know, he's become a little bit faster now, so maybe we get him out in the pockets of QB runs, but that's a little offensive secret. Just making sure he stays upright, whether it's 10, 7, or whoever we throw back out there. Just keep and make sure that they stay clean and that jersey stays pretty.
Travis, you've been hitting each other now for a couple of weeks. Is there a different sort of excitement level now that you're going to be able to hit someone else?
Absolutely. It's good to look at different jersey colors every now and then and making sure, you know, it gets very mundane hitting Eli Howard and Broderick every single day. They're really good, and I get tired of losing all the time. So really looking forward to seeing the Montana State guys out there and just, you know, getting a different look, a different defense, different schematics, blitz look coverages, just a fresh set of, I guess, defenses to look at and go against this upcoming season. Really excited for.
What do you expect from their defense? I mean, I know lower tier football program, they do have a couple of Washington transfers on that defensive line.
Yeah, they have 3 playing the front 7, and lower tier is not something I'd use to describe them. They're a very, very dominant FCS team, and they've proven themselves against FBS opponents. They are a very diverse defense. They don't just really stick in a base front. We can kind of expect some 4-down looks and some 3-2, kind of with a boundary backer walked up type boxes. We see that kind of often in the Big 12, but they run it a bit differently, where they're using that boundary backer like more as like a fitting backer rather than you dropping into coverage all the time. But they disguise their coverages very well. They disguise their defenses a lot, and that kind of makes it hard for us to determine who's blitzing and who can come at what times. And they're a very aggressive defense, and just all around a lot of respect for them from what I've seen on tape. Obviously, they are coming with a new defensive coordinator, so we don't exactly know what we're looking at, but from both film we've watched from Washington and Montana State, really looking forward to it. Could be a good matchup.
Last first game for you, what are the emotions going to be like running out the tunnel?
I don't know. Not sure if I'm going to cry or if I'm going to smile or whatever, but I'm coming out with some juice. I hope there's 60,000 people matching my energy because I'll be looking up there and feeding off them the entire game. It's a blessing to step out on that field every single time, and just knowing that my time is, you know, honestly, I have 6 games left doing it, and the memories I made on that field will last a lifetime, hoping to make 6 more.
Travis, Jordan shared some team goals defensively for us. Can you share some offensive goals that you guys have?
First and foremost, we want to outscore 12 opponents. After that, we want to be the most prolific offense in the Big 12 and in America. That's something that the Double T lives by, is how good our offense can be. You know, that's our expectations, to be the number 1 in the country, just like we were in previous years. We want to get that back up with this new system, this new addition of the tight end in our offense, and that's our number 1 goal. Everything else will fall into that. Yeah, we want Allen to win whatever award. We want, you know, Tayson to lead the conference in rushing, but we want to be the best offense in the country first and foremost.
You talked about, you know, a couple weeks ago or months ago, you're kind of learning how in shape you are or not in shape you are, depending on how you look at it. Are you in the best shape of your life at this point with how fast the offense moves, and how have you finally gotten comfortable with that speed?
I'd say I'm in the best shape of my life. I know the shirt doesn't really fit me very well, but I would say so. This is a new system for me with the up tempo. I mean, yeah, we've always gone fast, but this is a different type, and I can't wait for y'all to see it on Saturday. But not even that. It's a different approach to conditioning in the off season. It's more short burst and explosive stuff that has, you know, kind of led me to lean out a bit while still putting on the mass I needed. Yeah, I think I'm in the best shape, but this offense will expose you if you've had that donut over the weekend.
At what point did you finally feel comfortable running this offense?
I still don't. FCR, I still don't, because each week in practice, every day in practice it changes. So we're running from 4 tempo plays in a row to 8, 9, 10. And as long as that number keeps increasing, I'm still going to come off and beg for water. I'm not going to become comfortable or become complacent in my conditioning, and I think it's by design. So I'll be comfortable when it works on Saturdays, but as of now, I can't tell you that it's not necessarily a walk in the park quite yet.
Where do you think the offensive line is at, like right now as a team going into League One, and how does it kind of compare to the other past few years, if you want?
Right. So obviously the big change is from Paul leaving last year to our new starting center. We're rolling out, with whoever it may be. It's looked like Dawson's gotten great reps, and he's definitely developed from a kid that was quiet in the locker room to that's a heart and soul of our offense right now. So that he's developed into a great leader. He's well respected, and that's for a first-year starter. That's not very common. So lacking that leadership that we thought we were going to lose from Paul and replacing it great from Dawson is just, it's unmatched. And the experience that we get at other 4 spots are quite nice as well. So I would say we're not really missing a beat at all. I think that we definitely improved in our shortcomings. Our pass pro is looking very good. Our twist pickup's looking very good. Well, I think so, and y'all could tell us on Saturdays and play Monday morning quarterback for us. But I think we'll run for a lot more yardage. I think we'll protect the ball a lot, or protect the quarterback a lot better. And I think we're looking really good coming into the season.
How prepared are you to move around on that offensive line if need be to play another position?
Yeah, so Coach Farmer's done a great job getting me reps at both sides. Regardless of what side I'm on, he's coached me great at both positions. And it is a different mindset when you flip over. It's not just like how I said it was driving a car in England. It's a bit different than that. But he's coached me so well on both sides that honestly I'm comfortable at either. And whatever the team needs me is where I will be.
And Travis, to follow up on that, with the time that Terrence has missed, how much did you work on the left side this past month, and how much did you work on the right side?
I took most of the reps I took were on the left side, and then obviously I'm balancing it out with a great amount of reps on the right side, which is the opposite of what I did in the spring. So I'm coming in well balanced, ready for whatever they throw out on Saturday. I don't know where I'm going to be or what I'm going to do, but either way, he's prepared me very well for either side.
Travis, I guess for you, can you kind of describe the journey that Terrence has kind of had to go through just to get back to the field so far?
Oh yeah, so every single day he's busting his butt. Has a great attitude, and you'll never take that away from Terrence, regardless of what happens to him or what happens to anything around him. He'll attack it head on. I don't know his timeline. I don't know if he's rolling out with us on Saturday. I don't know what it is. All I know is that he's had a smile on his face and has been up here longer hours than anyone on staff, anyone on the roster. He wants to get back. He'll be back as soon as he can. And that journey is why he's the most respected guy on the team, is because how he approaches this type of adversity.
So if you're on the left side and Terrence can't go, what does that bring to the table at that tackle position?
He's one of the very smart, high football IQ. For someone who doesn't have a lot of snaps under their belt, he can slow the game down better than most people in that position. I think that he's really bought into the system, and with the other 4 guys on the offensive line who have done that, we can all work together as one, as opposed to just kind of fitting him, making him a piece that doesn't fit. He actually fits in the puzzle very nicely. Anyone we throw out there, whether it be him, Troy Bradshaw, Casey Verhulst, all the pieces fit very well together, and we have deep chemistry in the offensive line room, whether it be regardless of who we throw out there. I think that they all bring a unique set of talent, unique set of intangibles to the table, but regardless, we're all going to fit together nicely.
That seamless transition you talk about that they're able to do when a guy goes out, is that just the way you practice, the way you guys hang out? What is it about the O-line attack?
Yeah, probably because first off, we have great chemistry because of how much we hang out. Jack Anderson, Madison, Terrence, my brothers, Dawson, they're my family. We've played so many snaps together, and when the young cats who come in, they see seniors who are so close, they think that's the expectation, and that just brings us all closer together. There's also not a divide between upperclassmen and lowerclassmen. We all hang out every day after practice in the locker rooms. We're chatting it up. There's not like a stigma between upperclassmen and lowerclassmen. But from the preparation side, we are extremely well coached. There's not like a focus on the one group. There's a focus on the entire depth chart. So you're developing backups in case any adversity hits. I think that in the first game, God forbid, 5 guys could go down, but you'd have another 5 roll right behind them that could play just as well. And that's because we're very well coached from Coach Steve Farmer. We have a great offensive system that Coach Yost brought, and we're all conditioned equally from Coach Scholes. So with the chemistry and the coaching, I think that any void can be filled in that room.
How eager are you to get Terrence back? I know you talked about everyone else bringing something different, but it's probably going to be nice once you can have him back on a full-time, fully healthy basis.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be really good. They usually put the better DN on his side, so they could be. I'm just kidding. They never do that. No, just like I said earlier, he's my brother. He's like one of my best friends, and just because of that, I want him to be back. Not only, and he's also probably the best offensive player we have. He's become extremely diverse in how he was just a big muscular guy the past couple of years, and now he's focused on his technique and he's refined it to where he should be a first-round draft pick, without a doubt, in my opinion. And he'll prove that to you when he's back, regardless of when that is. But I'm gonna miss just when we push the line of scrimmage in the end zone and Tazon does his little celebration dance. I'm gonna miss going and giving number 78 a hug. But hopefully I get to do that on Saturday. So I don't know when I'll be back, but that's what I miss the most, just having my best friend out there.
For you, Travis, you mentioned the addition of the tight end with offense. Being a tackle, how does that change things for you?
Oh, it's great. I finally have some help. Guards have it easy. Guards just get to play patty cake with the centers all day. I'm on an island, but with the tight end now, we can definitely attack the run game a bit different. We're not always going to get 3 double cloud now. I mean, maybe we will, and they'll figure us out. But coming into you can't run 3 double cloud with a tight end set. So we're going to have at least a heavier box, which hopefully opens up routes for our receivers, and then also if they want to get light in the box, then we'll rush for 300 on them. So it gives us more weapons, gives us more pistols in the holster, and I'm looking forward to kind of seeing how it works. It really does make a difference, just schematically.
For you, whether it's the bells or the smoke or the fight song, what part of game day for you are you going to hear or see?
So like last season, I didn't get to run out of the tunnel, so I'd walk out to the coin toss. So I didn't get to come out of the smoke or anything. I got to see the highlight video that, of course, I didn't make it on. But I love the dun 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 dun. That is awesome, especially when you have a strong student section that's doing it, and then the whole stadium follows suit. I was just listening to the song earlier today, on my way up here, first day of school, I Google search what the name of the song was, and that's just an unreal moment. I'll never forget that feeling when they're all bouncing up and down to the rhythm of that song. Gosh, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Curiosity, what did that Google search look like?
It was best college football songs, and it had, I think Clemson's was up there, but then it was ours, and the song's name is Higher Ground. I don't know who it's by, but that's what it is. So.
Searching dun 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 dun.
No, I tried to use the mic actually, and it just didn't come up.
Travis, last week to have 8 of those guys that you've watched work so hard earn a scholarship. I mean, what is that moment like? And you hug Connor and just tell him I'm so proud of you. How cool is that just to be able to experience? You talked about the closest offensive line group is.
That's my best memory is holding Connor Killian. He is without a doubt, my brother for life. He's been my roommate now for 3 years, and I always would joke with him hey, when's the scholarship check hitting? And it hit, on Thursday, and I cried more than he did. I was just so happy when I saw his name up there, and when he got put on that, just seeing, he deserved it a long time ago. He's deserved it forever. He's the only preferred walk-on that has come this far. My man, Mr. Don Williams knows that. But he's the guy. He came in with a chip on his shoulder. He knows he was privileged to be here, and he made the most out of it. I mean, he started now in a couple games. It was going to be a huge factor, regardless if they put him on special teams, they started him in the backfield. He's one of the best, all-around football players and football minds we have on this team. I have nothing but the utmost respect for him, how he approaches football, how he's approached his entire career here. He deserves every cent of the scholarship check. She should be reimbursed for the first 3 years. He's my best friend, and I cannot tell you that feeling. It was amazing. It probably won't be topped until I have a kid or I'm married. But that's one of the best moments of my life was watching that.
Travis, coach said that you'd be governor someday. Is that a high enough office for you?
Wow. Well, I'm mumbling in this press conference, so I can't imagine speaking to the Senate. But I can tell you that, people have told me that before. I don't know if that's something I'm going to do. I don't know if they're serious or not, or they're just joshing. But yeah, actually, I have considered politics a bit, but probably not serious. Maybe city council. Yeah.
So who would be your running mate for lieutenant governor since you've praised so many of your teammates?
Well, first check if you're available. Next I might. Yeah. got to keep a good PR name. But next, I'll probably go Connor Killian after that.
You know, just after watching film with Coach all week, they do a lot of stuff on offense, you know, to really get you out of place, spread the defense out. So I just expect them to just do a whole bunch of, you know, trick plays or anything of that nature coming out fast.
What's impressed you about Tyrann Matthews throughout camp?
You know, the most impressive thing is not what he's done on the field, is you know, his approach to the game as a youngin. You know, he's only been here for a couple months, and you know, since he's been here, he's just been asking me questions about, you know, the defense and just been trying to get better. And it's definitely it showed up on film. I expect him to play a lot early in the season.
You started off as a freshman, just throwing out there. Have you given him any, Tyreek, any words of wisdom?
I just told him to hold on. You know, it's fast out there. You know, that's why I tell him you just stay watching film and, you know, get familiar with the playbook so it'll slow down for you.
What's the biggest benefit to playing alongside Rico?
He's a smart linebacker, you know. He really helps me out with getting the defensive front set. And I think, you know, his physicality to the game just helps a whole lot in the run game. Just makes our linebacker core that much stronger.
There's just a different mood around the building with this game week now after you've kind of been playing against yourself for, what, months?
Yeah, man, it's a lot of excitement around the building, you know. You know, going through fall camp, you know, it can get easy to just come in here, you know, a little lollygagging or whatever. But it's game week. Everybody's excited. I can't wait.
From your perspective, after the first game, I guess what would be some things that you see either in the film that make you feel like the defense had a productive day?
You know, we got a blueprint. We measure our success. So if we hit those numbers and our goals that we set for this week, that's how we'll know.
Jordan, Coach Wells has said a few times that maybe one of the most exciting position groups throughout the course of camp has been the linebackers. What is it about, you know, that group that has allowed you guys to really flourish under Coach Patterson?
I think it's just what we do. The system allows the linebackers to really, you know, play free and make a lot of plays across the field. And we have a lot of good linebackers. You know, we got a lot of young guys, but they're catching on, and it's really showing up right now.
When you look at that quarterback linebacker who plays for Montana State, how much of it do you think back about playing Joel Lanning at Iowa State, and how do you use that to kind of strategize against this guy when he comes in?
Yeah, it's kind of similar, you know, running quarterbacks and going from linebacker to quarterback. We've seen it before, so we should be prepared.
Did you change anything about your, when it came to like nutrition or your training regimen or like working out, that type of deal this offseason, or has it been pretty standard for years past?
No, it's definitely changed a whole lot. With David Scholes coming in here, you know, at first I was kind of rebellious. You know, the old staff, you know, we just didn't have the same food in here. It was just a whole different diet and a whole different workout plan, and it really changed my body. And I feel the healthiest I've been since I've been here.
You're trying to get like, are they like a specific goal for you to either like get like leaner or anything, or is it just like a product of the strength and conditioning staff?
Yeah, the goal, you know, was to get me leaner, staying around 235, 240 range. But the way we did that was, you know, we have skin folds. So it'll let you know if you're eating junk or not based on the numbers. And we did that the whole off season. That really helped me.
Coach had mentioned how you're kind of a quiet person off the field. How have you kind of adjusted your, maybe the way you act at practice to embrace that leadership role right now as a captain?
You know, just understanding, you know, what position I'm in now. A lot of young guys on the team need somebody to look up to, and they need to hear somebody speak up when it's time to speak up. And that was something that I had to get used to, you know, with Dakota leaving, Jashawn leaving. You know, those are the guys that we was listening to. So now stepping into that role, just getting adjusted right now, just getting started.
What's the
Jordan,
best
you
piece of
mentioned
advice that Dakota gave you about just being a leader? What's some of the best piece of advice that he's given you?
He told me just lead by your actions, really, because you know, like you said, I'm a quiet guy. So if they see you doing the right thing and being productive and producing, naturally they'll follow.
You mentioned the blueprint earlier and having certain numbers that y'all want to hit. Do those categories stay the same, or is it specific for your opponent?
Nah, it's the same for every game, you know.
Share some of those categories?
Yeah, you know, we got TFLs. We want to get 9 or more TFLs every game. We want to get 5 sacks a game, and we want to be 70% on third down, and yards after contact. All the things that lead up to success while playing good defense.
Do you have a turnover mark that y'all target for?
Yeah, we want 3 or more takeaways every game.
Jordan, I guess with those blueprints, so to speak, I guess is it a little bit different from last year because you kind of know what you're trying to get into, or you know what those, I guess, goals are going into the week?
Yeah, I think it's really been productive because we celebrate our success as well. So anytime we get a turnover, a TFL, a sack, we call it out, and the whole defense calls it out. And then, you know, I think it just gives more players hype, and, you know, just when we want to go reach that goal. If we said 9 this week, let's go get 10. So.
Just for you, what is it going to be like to finally get out on the field now and kind of go against someone else other than your teammates?
It's going to be exciting, man. Being the last year, you know, it's my first opener here at the Jones Stadium. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait.
Anything else? Going back to Dakota, do you guys talk a lot?
Yeah, I talked to Dakota about it the other week. I seen him made a play against the Cowboys, blew somebody up in the backfield. But no, that's my guy. I always ask him questions. Just ask him how he's doing. You know, he's one of my best friends.
How's he doing in LA?
Oh, he's living a life, man. Living a life.